Cool. Oh, wrong thing. So, about to go into some Final Fantasy Brave EX. So this is halfway through the day, and I've already spent my initial energy this morning, and I've just come back to basically spunk my energy into whatever I need to do. So I've got an expedition that's come back, and I did that just for the daily quest. Sweet. Oh, I see. I'm just checking to see whether I'm actually on the live stuff, but what the hell, man? I should be live with this. I'm not sure why this isn't coming up on Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. So just sorry about this at the moment. I'm just going to sort this out. Ah, here we go. Final Fantasy. Yeah, freaking Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. Here we go. Okay. Hopefully that should come up now then. New games. I'm just trying to find it. Make sure it's actually coming up. It still only shows one. So, oh no, I think that's it. But it's funny because it's not coming up on the live page now. I mean, what the hell? Something went wrong, whatever. I should be streaming now. Right? I mean, yes. Like it's there. For fuck's sake. Yeah, so there we go. I'm live on the game site. Sorry about this. Well, I don't know whether or not it should show on the main site of Final Fantasy. That's really what I wanted. What I'm trying to do now is, but I can't see myself on there. That's it's not on there. I should be freaking live, man. Auto generated by YouTube. Well, yeah, I'm fucking. Ah, oh, fuck you. Sort of. Yeah, I should be coming up on the Final Fantasy website there, which is a really strange one. I'm not. I'm gonna keep it going. Okay. Don't know what's going on here. So games. So League of Legends has 156 live. Let me see how these work out. How come these people are alive? So if I go into this, what's the difference here?
If you have lost important files or photos from your...
Shut up. So my channel is here. And it's got that I'd like to be able to change that. This one's out. Where is it? Motherfucker. Where's my goddamn... Too small. I don't know, man. Too small. 28 by 1, whatever. Fuck's sake. That'll do, fuck it. Is that too small? Yeah, it's too fucking small! Alright, so what have we got? Well, whatever. Fuck that. Gallery. Too small, man, that's such bullshit. Right. So... Right, good, that's done. So, what am I doing? My channel. Video manager. Streaming. That's cool. But I need to get this, like, searchable on fucking... on... Whoops. On the main website, otherwise it's fucking pointless me doing this, really. So... Two live. Two live, is that me there as well? Oh my god, I'm there! Finally! Right, okay, so sorry about that. Okay, I can just leave that running then, that's totally fine. So I'm gonna leave that running, right. Thanks for bearing with me. So yeah, I'm just gonna go and collect that expedition. Now I don't usually do expeditions. And the reason why is because I'm saving all my gold to awaken abilities. So, and if you have not seen how much it costs to awaken abilities, I think you should have a look as soon as possible, so that you can start planning to awaken your own stuff. So, for example, the two characters I'm focusing on at the moment for awakening are X-Death and Furion. So X-Death here, oh, we're not awaken unit, damn it, awaken abilities. So X-Death here, his awakens that I've done, one on the Meteor, and that increased it to a hit count of 3, which is fantastic for arena and stuff like that. Any high hit counts that you can get work great on arena, because you've got the damage cap of 99 or 900, what is it? I think it's 9,999 damage cap, or it's 999, something like that. I think it must be 999 the damage cap actually, because you know you only have 5,000 health on average, something like that. Yeah, so it's basically 1,000 damage cap. So having multiple hits means you can go over your damage cap. So this first awakening took Meteor from a 1-hit spell to a 3-hit spell, so it's basically trebled its power in the arena. But notice down there, 10 million gold to awaken it for 2 stars. It's nuts. It cost me 1 million to awaken its 1 star. 10 million G, and you can see up here I've got 39,000 gold, and that's taken me a week to get to. I don't currently use the Gill cave because it's 15 energy a go, and you get 30,000 gold from that, which is alright. It's pretty good, but at the moment I'd rather spend my energy on the Halloween things, because by getting all the skeleton keys and going in that little dungeon, I can get shit tons of awakening materials. So your heavy crest, your giant crest, your mill crest, all of that, and it's a really good return ratio. So the other things I'm working on with X Deaths here, you've got Transcender, which again 250,000 gold. That's to get it to level 2, and Wicked Light, 500,000 gold. So I don't like to use expeditions at the moment because I'm trying to save my gold, basically. So that, like I say, is something that if you're not aware of yet, you should definitely have a look at, because you're going to want to start saving up. So halfway through the day, come on in and do my stuff. Now usually what I like to do is get rid of the Colosseum stuff as well. Now this is another really important thing to do, if you're not already doing it, is to do shit tons of Colosseum stuff, and I'll tell you why. I'll show you why. If you go into the trophies, you'll see that you get Colosseum stuff here. So you get 3 different trophies for Colosseum stuff, and they take a lot. I'm almost on silver there, which is cool. So you need 1,000 Colosseum victories and 10,000 there for these trophies, and the same with just taking part. So altogether that's 3 in each, so there's 9 different trophies to attain here. And as you can see, I need 10 for the next reward, which is the Ruler's Ring. And then after Ruler's Ring, it's Dominion Ring. Sorry, it's... what is it? It's another really... I think it might be the most powerful ring. I think it's Dominion Ring, yeah. And these rings are insane. If you haven't already seen the rings, let me show you. So... the first ring you get from the trophies is a hero ring. I don't think I've got any more of those because I've already upgraded them. I might have a hero's ring. No, I don't think I have a hero's ring left. No. So a hero's ring is basically the baby brother of this. It's defense and spirit 3, and you get attack and I want to say it's basically 2 stats. So then when you do another 10 trophies, you get the recipe for Monarch's Ring, and as you can see, this Monarch's Ring is insane. So it's a level 7, you get defense and spirit +5, which is not bad on an accessory anyway, but then you get attack, defense, magic and spirit all +10%. So it's really, really nice. It is, however, not tailored enough for a specific class. Like for example, if you want to put it on your attacker, yeah, you get the attack +10 and the mage +10, which is good for battle mages. But really, if it's just a pure out attacker, it doesn't really help you that much. I mean, the 10% attack is amazing, yeah, but you don't need the spirit, you don't need the magic, and you probably won't need the defense. But if you get another 10 trophies, you then upgrade that to the Domination Ring, and this is awesome. So again, it's another level 7, +5 defense and spirit as before, but this time, as well as the 10% attack and the 10% magic, you get 10% hit points and 10% magic points. Now they're so much more usable by almost every character in the game. You're going to need hit points, you're going to need magic points. So this Domination Ring is just amazing. I've put two of them on my Fravir and stuff like that. So yeah, I would thoroughly recommend that you start looking into the doing those trophies like as soon as possible, because they take a lot of grinding. There's some other trophies that you can start doing really easily. Steal everything. So remember I said about going to the Colosseum. So as well as completing Colosseum participation, completing Colosseum victories, you've also got Colosseum points earned. So all of that is just earned by doing Colosseums. But as well as doing that, while you're in the Colosseum, you can earn you can't earn limit breakers, you can't earn evokers, but you can learn legendary thieves, and that's really cool. So I take Zon in there and I just waylay, and that's fantastic. The other things you can start doing is using your items. You get trophies for just using items. All of these quest ones are pretty easy to do, so doing explorations. I can't remember what this is. Damage. Yeah, damage dealt. What's that one? Damage dealt in a single turn. You should achieve those quite easily. Archmage casting spells, ability master using abilities, using limit breaks, summoning espers, and then you get the basic achievements. Now this one's quite important. A lot of people might not notice this. Friend points received, 3 trophies. What's the other one? Gifts given, 3 trophies. Person of renown, gifts received. So I can't stress enough how important it is to have a fuck ton of friends and to every day send out all your gifts. Now sending your gifts is totally free. It doesn't cost you anything, no items, no gold, nothing. It's just summoned from the power of being a friend. So every day receive all, every day send all. Now I've only received 4 because I've already done my morning. You know, when I came in this morning I had like 36 there, and that's because I've spent quite a bit of lapis on friend spaces. So here's my friend list, and you see I've got 95 out of 105 friends. Now I honestly, again, this is so important because I'm going to be getting loads and loads of friend points off this. I'm going to be giving loads of friend points off this, and also with I'm going to be giving loads of gifts with this, and also with the friend points that I accrue, I can then standard summon. Now standard summon, yeah, okay, you don't get many good characters, but there's a great thing that happens with standard summon is that you get loads of them and you can fuse them. When you fuse characters, if you don't already know this, then this will be really useful for you. When you fuse characters, you increase their trust by 5%. So if you go enhance and I go and infuse that Maxwell that I just got, so you might notice as well that I've put lots of lock icons on everything. This isn't because I don't want to lose them and I'm locking them. It's because you see here where it says new. Well, you get that when you come in and you've got new characters. But if you've just made 2 or 3 or 4 new characters, you'll only see that the first time you come in here. When I now go and enhance Maxwell, if I then go out, it won't, if I hadn't have done that anyway. I can't really show you because I need to, but I'll try and show you next time. But basically, having the locks on there allows me to see my new characters and what I can fuse. So you'll see this I just got from my friends completely free. And here we go, 65% trust mastery to 70%. And yeah, okay, it's a shit trust master on this one. It's lucky shot, like a 1-star. But if we go back into the trophies, you've guessed it, there is a trophy for trust master rewards. Well, not trust master rewards per se, sorry. There's a trophy for awakening, and that's dead easy to get with the free summon heroes. You just keep on summoning them, enhancing them together, maybe occasionally taking them out on some easy quests with like a friend who's got, say, an onion knight or something like that. So basically he just walks them through it, and then you awaken them. Only 1 or 2 awakens, don't you know, most of them are capped at 3 or 4 stars anyway. So as you can see, I've achieved that dead easy, and that's 3 trophies. So that's another thing I do every day. So please, honestly, get as many friends as you can and send out your gifts every day. Once I've achieved my friends point trophies, I'm then gonna change my gift to like water crystals or something like that, because there's another quest that we can get, which is item whiz, which is items used in battle, and that goes together with Peerless Chemist, which is awarded for items created. And to make your items, you're going to need water crystals basically. Water crystals is probably the best one because you've got a basic potion, and to make that, it's really simple. It's something like 3 water crystals and just other mats that you can get dead easily. I'll show you. Items, where's a potion? So here's a potion. 1 water crystal and 1 life orb, and you can see there I've got 400 life orbs. So I think you need to make 10,000 items to get the gold. So there's 3 levels. There's like 100. Let's see, items made. Yeah, there's 100. There's 1,000. Oh no, I think it's only 1,000. I've only got 1,000 written down there. That's interesting. I'll double check. Let's have a look. Fuck. Don't want to open my mail, but now I've got mail, so I might as well get it. Expedition rewards, you're great, thank you. Okay. Thanks for watching, by the way. I really appreciate it. It's quite fun doing this. I love playing these games anyway, so you know, nowadays that we can stream, it just means that we can play our games and also we can involve other people. It just feels like a lot more fun, a lot more interaction going on. So anyway, yeah, I was showing you about the Peerless Chemist. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I only need to make 1,000. So I'm already on 474, and I've got here some paperwork with a list which helps me track offline my progress. So I do a little tick there. Items made. Oh, I've already done it, but I haven't done this one for a while. The items, I've been focusing on friend points. But you'll notice as well, there's another one, Divine Technician, and that's abilities. So you've got items, you've got abilities, and you've got equipment. All 1,000. And the items and the abilities require water crystals. They're the basically the cheapest ones you can make. And here I'll show you the ability you want to be making. Craft abilities. It's in the specials, I believe, and it's the blades. So there we are, water blade. So you see, water blade, you just need 1 water crystal, 1 far plane soul, which I've got loads. You always need old crisps to make your abilities, but they can be bought from the shop. It's dead easy. And then all of the blade abilities need broken blades. You can get broken blades by stealing from the Colosseum. So you see how everything synergizes with these. The other easy ones to do, you want to be looking at level 1 stuff basically. I don't think there was any well, how much is stone? See, stone is 4 earth crystals, but you only need 1 far plane soul. So that's another doable one. I might end up doing things like that as well. And the other thing I said about was equipment that you can get trophies for, 3 trophies again. Now the equipment utilizes mainly ores and things like that. So you hear like 3 copper ores. Now it was really tempting to I actually spunked all of my copper ore making shurikens early game, because I looked at it and I thought, oh great, you know, I'll make a load of shurikens and then I can use them as well, and that's true. But now I haven't got enough copper ore to make, you know, a simple bronze knife. And really there are no other equipment. You're looking at level 1 stuff that doesn't take anything but ores. All your equipment takes ores. So if I could go back in time and tell myself one thing about achieving these trophies, it would be, don't spend your ore on items, spend your ore on equipment. That's how equipment works. You need the ores for equipment. So now it's going to take me a long time to get enough ore to make 1,000 of anything equipment wise. It's going to take me fucking ages. But you know, ultimately the reason why I'm doing the trophies as well as those rings is there's one ultimate ring called the Exceed ring, and this is absolutely totally game breaking and ridiculous. It's plus 30% in, I think it gives you plus 30% in 2 stats and plus 50% in the rest. Plus it gives you some defense and spirit resistance. It is absolutely insane. but the chances of getting that are really low because it needs materials to make it, and you only get the materials 2% drops when you make the other rings. So like the Monarch's ring, the Hero's ring, the Domination ring. When you make one of those, which is quite expensive, it's like 20 odd lightning mega crests and stuff like that. So they're relatively tough to make. So you're not going to be able to make very many, especially if you're free to play, which I am, by the way. Yeah, there's a 2% drop when you make one of those. 2% chance of getting one of the materials that you need, so it's really tough to get. But I can dream. So anyway, I'll go into my daily stuff. My energy's still got some space left, so I'm going to do my Colosseum stuff. Now, at the moment, I haven't really perfected my arena team, so I'm not going to go into arena. I go once a week just so I can get on the reward ladder, but really I'm going to wait until I'm really happy with my arena team before I start doing much more arena. I don't like the way, unfortunately, that FFBE resets every week. I also play Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, which is another gacha game that I would recommend. It's really good, especially if you like Star Wars, and they do the arena, I think, to be honest, better than Final Fantasy does here. Final Fantasy do a lot of things better than Star Wars. I'm not saying Star Wars is any better, but I like the way that Star Wars, you keep your position in the arena, and what happens is when you beat someone, you take their position. So it's like it's really cut and thrust. You know, you'll go up a few positions and then you'll go down a few positions, and you really, it makes me want to fight for my position, which is really cool. Whereas with Final Fantasy, like, I don't know, it just seems kind of annoying every time to start again, and you know what I mean. So you'll notice here, this is my arena team. This is my Colosseum team, and the reason why I use Zon is to use Waylay, which is damage everyone and steal items from everyone, because the Colosseum is a great source of items. I use Riku because she is equipped with her Riku's pouch, and so that gives you Chaos Grenade. Freya's got an AoE damage and random, I think it's stop actually, isn't it? And Paralyzed. Zyrus and Exdeath are both really good AoE magic casters, particularly Exdeath now that I've given his Meteor the 3 hit treatment. Incidentally, with Riku's Trust Mastery, yeah, that was I built that. So with my free to play, I just played Riku in my team over and over and over again, and I built that and got her Riku's pouch, which is one of the best Trust Masteries in the game. It's really nice. I mean, Riku's a great unit anyway because she's got her synthesis abilities and she's a great support, and she's got her fantastic limit break. But I found that giving her the Riku's pouch and enabling her to have Chaos Grenade, which is a damage, I think it's 1.8 times your attack stat, and then it's a AoE random affliction, which is just beautiful in arena. The great thing about it is you don't need to pre-cast anything like Synthesis in order to activate her Sunburst, her Hyper Null All, and her damaging thing. You need to first cast Synthesis, so turn 1 is just cast Synthesis and that's it, which really sucks. With her giving her, or giving anyone really, but I've given it to Riku, but giving someone Riku's pouch, you could just cast Chaos Grenade straight away. The other two abilities that the pouch gives you are, I can't remember what they're called, Eccentric, which is again fantastic, boost limit gauge fill rate for all allies. I don't know what the percentage there is, something like 50 or 100%, I don't know, so it basically doubles it. And then you've got Panacea, which is again just really nice. It's an AoE, I think it's AoE, yeah, it's an AoE, cures poison, blind, sleep, paralysis, confusion, basically everything. And the really important thing there is stone. Yeah, it doesn't do stop. That's its only one that it misses out on. But to do stone, to do paralysis, really, really fantastic. And that's straight off the bat. You don't need to do anything about that. Yeah. The other trust mastery that good trust mastery that I've managed to get so far has been Seltzer's. So I was looking at, like, you've probably heard that pretty much the #1 trust mastery is Genji Glove, because that gives you a nice little stat increase for an accessory, as well as giving you dual wield. And yeah, that is just mental. Being free to play, I have to do things on a budget. And the thing about Genji Glove and having your things dual wield, you also need or some amazing weaponry, and it's like part of the build. But with Seltzer or Setzler, I can't remember his name now, Seltzer, something like that. I'll show you in a minute. With this dude, his trust mastery is fixed dice. And I'll show you this in a minute. But fixed dice is, it gives you one attack, and it does some really crazy mechanic where you take your attack, and it does between, I think, 60 or 100 and 600% damage based on your attack. So, but it takes both hands. So whereas dual wield, it essentially allows you to put another weapon on, which essentially is going to be very similar to your main weapon usually, so you're essentially doubling your attack, right? Well, fixed dice, I'll show you after I finish these. Fixed dice is yeah, really, really, really crazy. It allows you to achieve potentially 600% damage, so that's it would be, so let's see, dual wield would be 200%. So 600% is like you having 3 dual wields. But obviously, you can't. Both your hands then, all they can have in it is the fixed dice, and the only stat that the fixed dice actually gives you is 1 attack. So yeah, you've got 6 times your normal attack, but it means you'll probably have 200 less attack than you would have if you had the Genji Glove. But if you crunch the maths on it, it actually works out to be slightly better, I think, and many other people do think, than the Genji Glove. But it doesn't really matter. I mean, the thing I don't like about fixed dice is that its element of randomness. I prefer things to be calculatable and not so random, because I'm quite unlucky when it comes to that sort of thing. But you can go down to the Moogle place, and you can test it out on the wooden doll, which is, if you're not already doing that, that's really, really, really handy for anything like this where you're not sure. Like, I wasn't sure on Furion first, so I tested it, put his weapons on, and I did a whole ton of paperwork to work out whether or not it was any good. In fact, I'll probably tell you now. Oh, I think I've got it in my other book. But basically, the paperwork did indeed show that it makes a difference, and a huge difference at that. Huge. In fact, let me go through the book. I'll find it. And you might as well have noticed that I'm getting to all the bosses on here. I've got no reason now to go through the Colosseum other than getting my trophies. Apart from, I've already done this, but this is another reason why people might do the Colosseum again, is for the blood sword. I've already unlocked it, but it requires doing S5 all over again to get another giant sword, S5 all over again another 3 times to get 3 more stainless steels, S4 to get 3 bloodstones 3 times, S3 twice more to get the blood owl crest, and then you can make this blood sword, which is pretty cool. Attack 76, spirit resistance, well, whatever, and access to Drainer. I can't remember quite what Drainer was, but yeah. So I've got that as well. But other than that, I wanted to just make it so that I had boss battle on all of the Colosseum things, just for shits and giggles, really. Let's see, where did I put that paperwork for Furion? Did I put it here? Yeah. So, before I had fixed dice, his base attack, and Furion hits twice, was doing on average 2.0 and 3.0 thousand damage. So if you round that, you've got basically 5,000 damage. When I put him fixed dice on him, he was doing 3.0 and 5.0 base damage. I'll show you my Furion now. So here's the fixed dice. See, attack +1. That's what it gives you, and then you can't have anything in the left hand. But it gives you, well, it doesn't actually say what the ability is called. Oh well, that's great. It doesn't even say, so you wouldn't even know unless you looked it up. But basically, it gives you this, I don't know, this effect. It's going to be easier to look at it online, but effect where when it hits, you deal between this and 600% attack damage and damage. So basically, you can see that from a basic attack of 5,000 damage, when he had, I had Apocalypse on him, which is Apocalypse is plus 103 attack. That's what I did have on Furion, and it was doing 5,000 damage. As soon as I put the fixed dice on, and you notice Hyper Wrist and Attack Helm, anything that gives you attack, because the fixed dice works on attack. As soon as I put the fixed dice, it went up to 8,000. Other things, Lance, it didn't affect. His Blade Blitz, so that's a 2-hit combo again versus one person, was doing normally with the Apocalypse Sword 3,000, and then the second hit was doing 4,500, and I did this 3 different times to create an average, and the average was 2.9 thousand and then 4.3, so that's basically 7.2 thousand damage. With the fixed dice, it then went up to 9,000 damage. His Blade Bash was doing 3.6 damage normal. It was then doing 4.5 thousand damage on with the fixed dice. So yeah, the fixed dice is a really interesting way of not really double-handing, but double-handing. And also what the fixed dice then enables you to do is go and get the Genji dice with Genji glove with something else and put your 2 best swords on that. You know, at fixed dice you don't need 2 Apocalypses or 2 Excaliburs or anything like that, you know, so it's a poor man's way of getting nice, like quite nice on there. How I got fixed dice was really cheeky, because I wasn't leveling Seltzer at all. I'm going to find out exactly what his name is, because yeah, it is Seltzer. I wasn't leveling Seltzer at all, so you can see he's on 4 stars, ranked 59. His trust is Master, because when you complete the campaign, the single player campaign, you get a 100% trust mastery, Moogle, and then you just spend it, boom. So I would really advise you to look up your trust masteries before you go spending that Moogle, because that Moogle is worth a ridiculous amount, and that's why you should do the single player campaign as soon as possible. Get through that, get your Moogle, and then buy a really cool trust mastery. So yeah, now what I'm doing is I'm grinding the Halloween dungeon for skeleton keys, because then with the skeleton keys I can go into the inner chamber and I can get tons of awakening material that's usually really hard to get. So I usually like to look down here and see if there's any new friends to... I can go for maybe that olive, but it's not that good. I like using onion knights at the moment, because utilising onion knights allows me to do a lot of limit breaks and a lot of Esper summons, and that gets me closer to my trophies. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that. Okay, so this it's an expert on the dungeon. It's not particularly hard. There's really nothing you need to watch out for. I like to use Xyrus in this one because his Gravaga works on everything, which is really nice. And then I like to try and get as many limit break crystals as possible and just limit break the shit out of it and Esper the shit out of it, which is again why I said I use Onion Knight. You can chain pretty well with Onion Knight, Ash and Fury in there, so it's not too bad. Sometimes I might use Crushing Blow with Veritas, but you really don't have to. Like these guys, this isn't even my main party. These are just people that I'm trying to level. So my main party is Arya, Warrior of Light. I'll show you later on. Arya, Warrior of Light, Fravia, Riku, and Exter. But yeah, they're all 100% like experienced. They just need to get better equipment and they need to be trust mastered. But you know, I'd rather just upgrade these guys. I want to get Furion to level 100. I want to get Rem to 100. I want to get Ash to 100. I want to get Warrior of Light to 100. I really want to get an Onion Knight as well, but so far he has eluded me. I'm just going to do Ruby Light on that, then repeat. Yeah, it's really just a total grind, this lot. Unfortunately, like when I was like starting on Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, you know, absolutely blew my mind. It's a really great experience, actually. They've done the whole energy thing and the whole leveling thing really well. It really feels like you know, I was always doing stuff. But I've got to say now, now that I've done the single player campaign, don't know very good. Now that I've done it, it really just feels like quite a grind, just where I'm trying to get ability awakening materials, Esper crystals, gold, and trust masteries, in order to, and trophies, in order to have a better arena team. Like when I was playing the arena with, you know, sort of every week, and I was trying to get, because I was what was I trying to get? I was trying to get the 50 win streak for a trophy, and I got it eventually. But when I was doing that, I could do Onion Slice, so I don't particularly need to kill this guy. All he does is he puts 3-turn death on you, and I can kill him in 1 or 2 turns, no problem. So I'm just gonna full speed blade blitz him so that I can have him alive for a couple of turns and get the most LB shards off him that way. But yeah, no, yeah, when I was doing the, oh, I didn't really give me money, but whatever. When I was doing the, I'm gonna dual cast it. When I was doing the arena battle with my team, yeah, I found that I got up to about 36,000 ranking. That was sort of my average rank, you know, between 30,000 and 40,000 basically. So yeah, I think there's a lot of competition in the arena, which is good. But really, that's all I've got to sort of head towards now. Making a good arena team. I mean, yeah, they bring out. Oh, you've also got Bahamut, which is absolutely awesome, and I have got nowhere near him yet. I mean, I've battled him once. I got the Rat's Tail, went across the bridge, battled him, and died on turn 1. He just cast that mega ultra fucking ray of death or whatever, just absolutely destroyed me. So I'm trying to keep this Pumpkin Rider here not dead so I can get some LB crystals, and yeah, the Veritas has got his limit, nice. Won't deal much damage, and then hopefully it'll give Xyrus his. It's just like, you know, everything I find in Final Fantasy is about sort of management really, and an organisation. So I want to level these guys, so they're going through a dungeon with a friend who's been basically solo it. I want to get awakening experience, so I'm doing this awakening materials, so I'm doing this dungeon. I want to also get the trophies, which is why I'm taking the Onion Knight and why I'm trying to damage him with people that aren't going to get their limit break up this turn. Hopefully they won't kill him and they'll get the limits on everyone else. So it's very much a case with this game of management. That really is one of the key things to it. And honestly, that's kind of like why I like it. I like the planning and structuring and doing all this stuff. It's really good for OCD people, I think, gacha games. Other gacha games that I've tried the Lord of the Rings one, but unfortunately because I use an emulator, I'm not able to do half the stuff I need to do. Well, actually, Lord of the Rings ones you can do with an emulator. It's actually not so bad, but I just got bored of it because I don't know any of the characters in Lord of the Rings. It's not really, you know, I'm not really obsessed with Lord of the Rings. To be honest, I wasn't obsessed with Final Fantasy either. I mean, I love Final Fantasy, but I don't know necessarily all the characters. Like, I wouldn't say I'm obsessed. Like, I love Star Wars. Like, I would go as far as saying I'm almost obsessed with Star Wars. But my point is, yeah, with Lord of the Rings, like, yeah, I just didn't find that I was enjoying unlocking the characters. That to me, they weren't important. You know, no one I knew, Boromir or whatever, great. And it didn't feel like. And it felt like it was kind of a bit too luck based, because, you know, the positioning of the people, and you had to double click on it, and sometimes I missed the double clicks and clicked on somebody else. And with Final Fantasy, you know, it's turn based, and I love turn based, you know. So I tried the Lord of the Rings one. So here I go, I've gone back into another one, might as well, it's 30 energy a time. So yeah, I tried the Lord of the Rings one. It's really well set up, I've got to say. The Lord of the Rings gacha game is really looks beautiful. It's really nicely done, and if you like Lord of the Rings, I think you will absolutely love that game. It's called Shadows over something or other. It's really good, but I just you know, for me, Lord of the Rings I can't get into too much. The other gacha games I've tried, Sword Art Online, Memory Defrag. I love Sword Art Online. What an amazing series that was. But I am completely unable to play the gacha game of this because I'm using an emulator, and it requires swipes. Very nice actually. If I had a decent enough phone, I might well play that, because it's a very nice combination of real-time swords play, I would say. You swipe up to what is it? Sorry, you hold down, press to like block, and then if you swipe up at just the right moment, so they've got tells on the enemy characters, like their eyes might glow red, or they might, you know, do that sort of thing. You swipe up at just the right moment, you initiate a parry, and parries are super strong. So yeah, I could use here Heaven's Wind, or I could use Gravity. I'm gonna use Gravity actually, because I use his Earth more. I just want to Esper summon, that's all. Yeah, so I really wanted to play on with Sword Art Online. I mean, I like the graphics of it, I like the characters, I liked how the game worked, but I was just completely unable to with an emulator. So yeah, I had to bench that game. There's also Final Fantasy Record Keeper that I tried. That's quite a nice little 16-bit looking gacha game, but yeah, I mean, after playing this, it's just like, wow, it feels to me like there's no point. Play Final Fantasy Mobius, that is shit, I've got to say. It's just so shit, it's so boring. Sorry, but it really is. What else have I tried? I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm also playing Magic Jewels, which is the online version of Magic the Gathering, which is, I fucking love that game. But that could do with a few more other things to do. Like, the problem with gacha games is that you know, how can it keep you? I'm gonna fucking onion slices. I can't be bothered to do it long term. It's got to be able to hold your attention after you've completed the single player campaign. What is there to keep you playing? And I mean, that's the crux of it. Now, Final Fantasy, they do a lot of banner events, so that is good. That is really good. But these banner events, they still just feel like they're very, very grindy. You know, I love the game, don't get me wrong, but I mean, what do I want to see? Like, for example, the Star Wars game, I still haven't completed the single player campaign on that. It's like a lot more long term than Star Wars. It's really hard to level up, takes a long time, takes a long time to get any equipment and characters. But you know, it keeps me wanting to play, and even though it hasn't got as much new content coming out as Final Fantasy per se, I mean, yeah, we've just had a little update with Night Sisters and stuff like that, but you know, whereas Final Fantasy literally every week or 2 weeks changes its Vortex events. So you can see this one ran from the 20th until the 20th of October until the 4th of November. Shit, so I've only got until tomorrow to get in here, and then that's going to run the 4th as well. Right, so how much more energy have I got? One more. So yeah, you can see, so that's roughly, what was it, 20th to the 4th, so 23, so it's 2 weeks. And then they'll go and they'll put a whole new set of events out, which is really, really good, and they do that regularly. So you're looking at roughly a week to 2 weeks, and you've got new content. But it does always just seem to be, or not always, but primarily, it does seem to be a grind for this or that or whatever. And yeah, okay, that is most of the time what all games are. You know, you grind to get things. You might, you know, it might seem like it's not, but at the end of the day, most things are, here's your level, you want to get higher to do these things, so you've got to get these to get there. You know, that's most games. But I don't know, the way that Star Wars does it and keeps it interesting is, even though they don't have as many events coming out, they've got such a wide variety of everyday stuff. So you've got light side battles, dark side battles, mod battles, cantina battles, challenges, galactic war, events, and that's just the basic side. Then if you go over to the ships, you've got ship events, ship fleet battles, oh I forgot the squad battles as well, ship fleet battles, and all of this. So there's like 10 or so different things that you can occupy yourself with, whereas you know, with Final Fantasy, I'm finding I make my squad, I arm my squad, I take my squad somewhere and kill whatever I need in order to get stuff. So yeah, I think it can benefit, although you know they've got the new things out, like the 10-man war, for example. So you go and take your team of 10 and you go and face Sheraton, which I can't even touch. So Final Fantasy has a lot of things for really high level, but I think it could do with guilds. That's one of the things that Star Wars does really well. And I know I'm touting Star Wars here, but I love Final Fantasy Brave Exvius and I love Star Wars, don't worry. I'm just saying that if Final Fantasy could have a few things that Star Wars had, and Star Wars could have a few things that Final Fantasy had, it would just take them even higher. But yeah, so Star Wars does this thing with you're in guilds, and you get guild activities every day, and you win guild currency from that, and with that guild currency you buy stuff, as well as whenever the guild completes guild activities, the guild gets raid tokens, and then you can open raids. So that's another thing that I didn't mention that Star Wars has is guild raids, guild battlegrounds as well. So I think Final Fantasy Brave EX could also do with something like that. Something like yeah, just start guilds, start a bit of chat, start some guild activity, guild raids, guild, I don't know, whatever, working together aspect. Yeah, but that's just my 10 cents, you know. At the end of the day, they've made an awesome game. Who am I to say what they should or shouldn't add? Like, I do like playing the game. I've been playing Final Fantasy Brave Exvius free to play for, I don't know, I'd say nearly 3 months now. Yeah, about 3 months. And I've bought stuff twice, and the only things I've bought have been recently. They've been the Halloween trick-or-treat banners, because they're $1.49, so like 80p. And there were King Gilsnapper family and a really nice hat as well. And the great thing about those 149 transactions is that they get you XV points, and you have XV points and you get XV summons. So that's another thing I'm trying to do. So if they ever do make more of those $1.49 things in the shop, then I'm gonna buy me some of those, I think. I mean, yeah, they do have the 149 thing in the shop, which is permanently there, which is the Iron Chest of Abundance, and that gives you 1 rare summon, 1 rare summon. What else does it give you? There's a limit on that one. I can't remember. It gives you 1 rare summon, I think some King Gills, and some other crap. Basically, it's pretty shit. So yeah, I usually only buy stuff if it's like hella good. But I do like to put in a bit of money here and there when I can. It's like, I always used to buy games off shelves, you know, or off Steam or stuff, and you know, spend 30 quid on a game, so 50 bucks. And now I play mainly free to play. And what I do is I play for a long time, and then when I decide that, you know what, I like this game's given me a lot, I'm going to give back to the game, I usually put in about 30 quid's worth. So yeah, that's why it's okay for me to spend a bit of money on this, and I'd still claim I'm free to play. I'm not going to spend, basically I don't want to spend any more than 30 bucks or something, like 30 quid or something total on it. But yeah, there's no reason why I can't spend a bit. Star Wars, that's one of the bad things about Star Wars. Everything in Star Wars costs a fucking ridiculous amount of money, like 60 bucks to unlock a few characters, and you're not even guaranteed sometimes. Whereas Final Fantasy, you know, is a lot cheaper. But you know, it's a Star Wars franchise, I guess people are gonna go nuts for it, whatever. Yeah, by the way, hey, whoever is watching, why don't you type something to me? So yeah, I'll see if I can. Is it on my stream? Can I search it on my stream? Let me just make sure. Yeah, say something. So yeah, I'll see if I can. Is it on my stream? God, mute myself. Yeah, and I'll type you back. Where am I? So here. So yeah, now I'm in. This is the second stage of the Halloween banner. This is the inner chamber, and again, it's a very similar layout. So you've got 4 baddies, and mostly these treants and crap like that. But again, Zyrus just pulls through with Graviga, nice and easy, no problem. And then I can just try and get my limit break crystals and Esper summons again. The only thing, yeah, that I've had to worry about on this one has been the boss battle. So the few times I've gone in and, you know, oh, there's a couple of nice big ones there, that's nice. I think there was at least a heavy crash. So a few times I've gone in and I've been like, oh, this is piss easy. And then I've gone to the boss battle and I've accidentally like not killed the bomb or left alive the tree, and they can hit quite hard actually. So yeah, nothing to worry about really on these first 3 stages, except for you might encounter a bomb, in which case make sure you don't leave the bomb on like less than 10 health or something like that, because it will explode and probably kill someone. But you know, they're not. These ones, even though they're expert, they're not really particularly bad. Oh, these death's heads sometimes, like if I left them alive, like, because at one point I was like just hitting one of them just so that I could try and get loads of Esper summons and limit breaks. But I've learnt my lesson, just fucking Graviga them and then, you know, kill them with everything else. yeah, the last battle, which is coming up next. Oh crap! Shit! So there goes Ash. Oh, she survived. Okay, impressive. I didn't expect her to. I think what happened there was I did the I triggered the Gravaga, but I didn't give it enough time to actually end. So yeah, gotta be patient with it. So we go on to the final room now. Okay, so this final room of the inner chamber, basically the only real guy, it's an epicure, and what he does is he casts a load of poison and a load of dark Gravaga damage on you, and then he does like Blizzaga. So he can do quite a bit of damage, so yeah, I don't like to mess about with him too much. So again, susceptible to Gravaga, so I'm just going to Gravaga the whole lot, and then but I'm going to wait until it actually works this time. Boom. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and do some just random shit. Yeah, I'm not going to get any more espers or anything, so not onion slice. So I'm just going to use Blade Blitz and see what happens when it kills everyone. It should do. Oh, she gets her ult. Cool. Just got that in, I think. Yeah. Sweet. So that's a reason why these Halloween banners are quite good, because look at those. That loot is just ridiculous. For a total of, for 30 energy, you get 3 keys. Although I'm using Great Raven's Cloak, and sometimes that gives me a 4th, and sometimes when you've got the daily mission, it will be get 3 skeleton keys, and then it gives you another one. So sometimes 30 energy can get you 5 keys, but usually 30 energy will get you 3 keys, and then you need 5 keys to open the expert inner chamber, and this is the result. I mean, you got one. Here you go. You got one heavy crest, a black heavy crest. Oh, healing giant crest. That is ridiculously valuable. In the last the banner event, so the Battle of the Borders, it cost 60,000 hair clips to get one giant crest, and that it took me 3 days to get 30,000 to get a heavy crest. So to get 60,000, or was it 80,000? I think maybe even the giant crest. I can't remember. It was 60 or 80,000. But that's amazing. A support heavy crest there, a tech heavy crest, another giant crest. Wow, that's fucking lucky. So it's really worthwhile doing this, because that sort of drop rate on awakening materials does not happen every day. That hasn't happened for a while. So that's 30 experience for 3 keys, 30 energy for 3 keys, sorry. So, and as you can see, you need 5 keys to unlock the elite chamber. So you're going to need to spend 60 energy to unlock 1 chamber. But obviously then that compounds up to 15 keys. So for what is it? So 5 keys. So 5 keys 3 times. So you need 6 times to get 15 keys to then open 3 times chambers. So essentially you can look at 60 energy will open a chamber. Well, funny, yeah, wait a minute, you get 3 keys, does that work out right? 3 keys, so you get 3 off every one, you need 5, so 3, yeah, it's 15 is the lowest common denominator, so that means, yeah, 3 off every one, 3 divided by 15, so that's 5, oh okay, so 5, sorry. So we need 5 times in the with 30 energy in here. 5 times in the Halloween dungeon, 30 energy will give you 15 keys. 15 keys then opens 3 times the elite castle, which then gives you those drops. So essentially you're looking at 45 energy for one of those drops, and that's huge. That's so good. That's very good value. So I'm just going to go and do one more of these battles, and then that will be it for my battling, and then I'll show you like my squad. Oh, there's a 780 olive there, that's pretty good, and a 640, one of those. I'm gonna take the olive. The thing is I want to get those trophies for limit breaks and espers, and so using the Onion Knight in this dungeon is really good, because this dungeon has a lot of 4 creature levels, mainly 4 creature levels, which means that it's really easy to get your limit breaks and to get your espers summoned. But also, you know, a 700 attack olive doesn't come around all that often, and I've got a lot of space in my friend's oh, don't want Sword of Kings in my friend's board, so yeah, I might as well fill it up. And I just use Grape Shot with her. So there we go. That's it. Hey guys. Right. Also, if you want to know how I'm streaming this, it's really, if you don't already know, you know. If you do already know, apologies. I'm not insulting your intelligence or anything, but actually it took me a little while to work out how to do all this, and now I've got it done. You know, it's really easy, and I would like to help other people with it. So what I'm using is a program called OBS, which is totally free. You don't need to subscribe, you don't need to pay anything for OBS, and it's an open source a recording program which allows you, as I'm doing here, to record any window and your video camera together, and then you just go through YouTube. It's now got YouTube's just made its gaming channel, obviously you know you're here, but also YouTube has now a very simplified its streaming. So if you just go on your dashboard, you can then click on streaming, and it talks you through. It's very easy to do, and why not? I mean, if you're playing games, why not stream? I've got a shitty little laptop here, and OBS is taking 25% of my CPU. That's because I've got it set on really low settings, but it still comes through okay. And I'm also minimizing like as many windows and things as I possibly can do, but to take 25% of my CPU, you know, makes it still possible for me to play the actual games. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the way it works out actually. And yeah, it doesn't have an impact in my gaming, and it just means that just means that I can share what I'm doing, and you can share what you're doing, and we can all be like an online global community, connected in some small way, if at all possible, rather than just, you know, insularly playing one's games. So once again we're at the boss, and this time I've got no limit breaks available or anything, so I'm going to use grab again and not mess about. In fact, I can try and get Ash's limit. Right, I'll try and get an Ash limit. That'd be nice. Veritas has Crushing Press, which is really cool. How far have we got? Ooh, not quite. What does Rem got? She might be able to get a limit if I just use a normal attack, but it's getting kind of worryingly close to. I mean, what is? Oh no, no one's going to take any damage. It's cool. Ash do another Grape Shot, but I don't think Ash is going to get her ability. Probably won't. Okay, that's that. Real nice and easy. Yeah, and then, like I say, for this 45, basically 45 energy spent, and for kind of, you know, quite an easy battle, really easy battle to be honest with you. No drama. One is then rewarded with this shit tide. Oh fuck yeah! That's my last heavy crest I need. I've now got all the mats I need to do X deaths, to awaken X deaths holy. Now all I need is a fuck ton of money, which I haven't got. So you see another heavy crest there, black heavy crest, power heavy crest. Not bad at all, not bad at all. Okay, I think that's all my keys done, yeah. So I'm going to head home and I'm going to show you something. What was I going to show you? So I'm going to show you my teams. Okay. So these, as I said, I was just leveling these guys. So I've got a team called Levelers, which I just take on pretty much everything where I can earn them experience on. Here's my main team. So Warrior of Light's tanking, Riku's supporting, X-Death is magic damage, Freyvia as DPS as physical damage, Area as healer. And I've got that as my Colosseum party, which I used earlier, so he just nicks everything. And then I've got two more parties here, physical and magic, and the magic's filled with magic damages and the physical is filled with physical damages. Now I rarely actually do anything with these teams. I rarely actually take them as a team into battle. What they're there for is so that if I go into my character list, they are separated from the majority list. So I've got my majority list sorted out into unit name, as you can see. So it starts from the bottom with the A's and goes all the way up to the Z's and stuff, right? There you go. And then you'll notice it restarts on the A's here. And what that's doing is everyone past this point is in parties. And so all of those people that were in the physical and the magic party that I don't actually use have been separated. So you see here, Cecil, Sirius, Brian. And what that actually is it means that I can create a separation here and utilize that for my sorting. And what it is for me is everyone who I might want to enhance later on, everyone who I might want to level later on. So whenever I get a new champion, I usually go onto Meme Lord's champion reviews, which is on the Final Fantasy Brave Exvius forum, and Meme Lord is an incredible writer of reviews for these characters. He's really unbiased. He really gets down into the nitty-gritty of the mechanics and the maths of the damage, and he just spends a real good amount of time on making his reviews clear and useful. And it's enabled me to be like, right, I need to at some point make this character better, or do this. So by setting my units up into these squads, they are then put separately within the entirety of my units, so I don't forget about someone who I want to level, for example. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to go get a drink now, and I'm going to come back and play Final Fantasy Brave Exvius at about 7 o'clock tonight. In the meantime, I'm going to play some Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So if you're into gacha games, check out in about 5 minutes time Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Otherwise, thanks heaps for watching, I really appreciate it, and subscribe, and if you subscribe I'll watch you. So yeah, and comment as well and I'll watch you. I'm very, very interested in getting this community online going, where we all just vibe off each other basically. So yeah, cheers you guys, good luck, out. Yo. Yo. Alright, are we alive? No, this is not Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. God damn it. Yo. Alright, are we alive? No, this is not Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. God damn it. How am I going to change this? Yo. Alright, are we alive?